Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're having an awesome day. And today we're going to be going through the roadmap and 1.10 tuning preview for Avatar Generations. Basically, we put up a farming guide, if you like, link up the top there. But I was just going through the website, and a couple of days ago they put out a roadmap. So let's go through it and see what's going on. Attention all benders and non-benders. We hope you're enjoying the Rise of Kyoshi update. I would say all in all it's been a pretty good update. Characters have been good, the events have been pretty cool, and even like the adventure map, I've actually really enjoyed just playing on like Yokoya and that, just doing my masteries for all my characters. I'm like traveling a lot on there and getting those timeline tokens, which are a little hard. That's the only bad thing I would say is getting those timeline tokens. We still have 3 playable heroes on the way, so keep an eye out for them. We know that there's Kelsang and Jiangsu coming out in the Peace and Chaos Banner. Probably Heiran, unless they add like village girls. I don't know, from like the very start of the Kyoshi story, but that's all I could think. In this post, we'll be sharing the roadmap for future updates, as well as a preview of the tuning notes for the upcoming 1.10 release, tentatively scheduled for the 16th of May, 2023. This throws me off because it's in Australia, it's day, month, year. So yeah, it just throws me off sometimes when I read it. New scenarios! The Rise of Kyoshi was an exciting campaign for us, and we're eager to continue exploring and adapting more stories from this timeline later in the year. So, pretty much just saying we're going to put the Kyoshi timeline just on the back burner for now, and then we'll come back to it a bit later. Maybe they'll redo all the banners, so it'll be good if anyone misses out on that. In the meantime, we'll be expanding on the adventure mode and continuing Aangs Journey through the series. Here's what you can expect in the next few updates. The 1.10 update will include a new exploration area with an original side story and the introduction of a new villain to the lore. Ooh. So I know how in Shengguan they added it was like a little side story essentially with some kind of like new characters. That looks like they're going to be adding another one of those, so that'll be pretty cool. The 1.11.1 update continues the story from the series, episode 6, In Prison. So this is the one where Katara gets captured by the Fire Nation, puts into the prison, and she essentially causes a prison break. You have Tyro there, my boy Tyro. Also, just quick shout out to Earthbender Momo, am I right? Upcoming events and content. Aside from new playable areas, there's a lot of exciting content on the horizon after the conclusion of Rise of Kyoshi in 1.10. We will be bringing back the outstanding early access heroes near the end of 1.10 and into 1.11. So any early access heroes, that's like your Yue, Moonslayer Zhao, Blue Spirit, I think, is also an early access. So we'll be able to get access to those, which will be nice. You can also expect to see iconic heroes and villains from Imprisoned episode along with that scenario's release. Iconic heroes and villains. I mean, we have Tyro, so that won't count. Maybe we'll probably get Haru. Is a named character, makes sense. Maybe like a prisoner Katara, but she could be like Earth element or even like a special element because she can't waterbend. Something like that. She could be like a pure like support unit. Or even the Warden. The Warden would be pretty cool. All I know is he's voiced by George Takei. And I love George Takei, so I'm going to say it's probably that. Probably get the Warden and Haru, definitely. Finally, there is an important milestone for the game upcoming in the next few months that will kick off one of the largest celebrations of the year and introduce some of the most anticipated heroes that haven't appeared in the game yet in 1.12 to 1.13. Stay tuned for more details on that in a future post. So, obviously, stay tuned. We're going to get a big like celebration of some sort. I can't think of anything. Maybe like when the game launched in early access, that's all I could think. That's like my guess. Or maybe like when it started pre-registration. I don't know. We'll find out when they let us know. New features. There are several big ticket features in planning and production, including character customization. So like maybe some skins and stuff. Adventure mode revamp. I'm not sure what they could revamp, but I suppose cool. And guilds, which will be interesting. I'm more of a solo player personally, but guilds would be pretty cool. Maybe they do like a raid. I know some people have said like the drill going into Ba Sing Se. That'd be a pretty cool raid idea right there. That or fighting 50 like prison guards in the Imprisoned episode with Tyro. That'd be nice. I'd love that. Since these features will take a while to develop, they won't be available in the short term, obviously. They're pretty big things. However, we'll continue to provide updates on their progress as they near completion. So at least they're letting us know they're working on it. So that's nice to know. In terms of what you can expect to see in the next several updates, we'll be expanding the arts expeditions with Stage 6. So, as you know, we got the Pirates Domain Stage 6 right up the top there if you want, just a little bit of help there. But we do have a Stage 6 as well for Pirates Domain, so maybe we can get some orange arts. That'd be nice. Give us a little bit of a way to earn that. That'd be nice there. Revamping our early game guidance with new player-friendly tutorial systems. This is good for new players, obviously. But, helping them learn kind of what's going on in that. That'd be pretty cool. And focusing on bug fixing and quality of life issues. Maybe we fix the shader issue in BlueStacks, please, maybe. That's like the only one I really want fixed. Everything else I don't really care about. As long as they fix that, I'll be happy. This will include improvements to inventory and character management. One thing I will say with character management then, maybe when you come out, it doesn't like reset all your filters. That'd be really cool. Personally, I would think that that's pretty cool. Filtering, maybe. Skill coin usage, so maybe they're going to add so you can only use, you can use one coin at a time, which is really good. That will be very nice. And selling improvements. I think that means like when you sell your mods and that, it's just a little bit easier to sell stuff. So that'll be interesting to see. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. Combat playback issues such as animation syncing, health bar feedback, camera presentation, and improvements. I mean, health bar feedback, sometimes you'll sometimes you heal, but it won't heal until after you get attacked. It's like a weird thing. And then you'll lose the health anyway. So I don't know. So that'll be cool to see anyway. And the summoning system, pity selection, and more pity selection. So maybe this means, so you know how we've got the Kyoshi and Rangi banner right now. When you get to pity, you get to choose which one. That'd be pretty cool. I think a lot of people would actually really like that. Getting 6 copies of Rangi, pretty good. Still want to overtake Kyoshi at some point though. So that'll be nice to see. And more clarity on banner types. I feel like it's pretty clear, but I suppose it's good if you're having trouble with that. Make it a little easier for you. Tuning preview scheduled for the 16th of May. Lastly, we have been assessing the state of the arena, and while we have seen an improvement in team diversity, we recognize that fundamental changes are still needed to address the issue of high defense stacking champions. Okay. Yep, no, we got to fix this, I think. To tackle this problem, one of the most impactful tuning changes in the upcoming update is a modification to the combat formula, which reduces the value of stacking defense for mitigation purposes. Please note that stacking defense for offensive purposes will not be affected by this change, but some hero tuning adjustments have been made. So it sounds like it's going to bring down how much damage it blocks. So like, say you have like 1,000 defense, let's say I have 2,000 defense and it blocks like 20%, but if you have 10,000 defense, it blocks like 80%. They'll just bring that number down, I think. So that'll be interesting to see what they do there. Please note, and for offensive, I mean, it looks like they're not touching the offensive, so resilient damage looks like it'll be okay, except for some heroes, obviously. So we'll have to see how that works out. All around a pretty good arena quality of life, though. I think a lot of people are kind of over the defense stacking meta right now. Our aim is to empower damage-dealing heroes to deal more damage to super tanks. I like they actually called them super tanks. That's really cool. While maintaining a balance for defensive units overall. Okay, so basically they're just going to... It does sound like that's what they're doing. They're going to just bring down the defense... or mitigation, I know, the defense blocking capabilities. So that'll be pretty cool to see. As always, we keep a close eye on the outcomes and make any necessary adjustments based on the data and feedback. With that, here are the tuning adjustments are coming in the next update. All right, let's see if we can do this in the voice, right? All right, let's go. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. The following tuning notes are subject to change as content continues through the testing cycle. We will update any changes that either did not make it in or have been added or adjusted since this post when the patch goes live. In addition, this doesn't include all changes that are being worked on, particularly bugs that are being fixed in the broader combat system. There you go. Look at that. Little disclaimer voice right there. Let's do it. Combat system updates. The damage formula has been updated. Oh, we've already gone through that, but okay, thank you. Just really driving that point home. Marked state now additionally lowers the defense of the target by 60%. Ooh, that's nice. They really want Zhang to be good, don't they? Oh, I give Zhang a lot of... I haven't got Zhang and I would like to use her. But marked state, lowering defense, not too bad, mate. You know, you want to focus that character down. You want to knock down some of their defense. 60% might be a bit much, but we'll see what happens. Restrict debuff, defense and resistance reduction, increase from 35% to 65%. So Restrict is on Yun right now in the banner. Avatar Yun, if you have him. So that'll be interesting. Buffing the defense and Alright, so they're really trying to get defense to not be a big problem in the game, it looks like. So defense and resistance is probably the main thing that I'm looking at there. 65% reduction in resistance is nice. And then lastly, covering stance now also grants 30% increased max health. So Tali Richtug getting super tanky. Super tanks as we have up here somewhere. So there we go. Hero tuning updates. So as always, I'll leave characters on the side. If you're not sure who I'm talking about, we'll just have so you know what you're looking for essentially. Earth Kingdom Toph removed Toph's specific weakness to air element damage from her passive. So her passive lets her dodge an attack, harkening back to when she fought Aang in the Earth Rumble. Aang was very light on his feet. She couldn't sense where he was. So there you go. Just making it just an all-round, just she'll dodge the first attack. Not too bad. Pirate Captain Zhang now gains 10 focus on advanced skill use. Alright, so she'll just gain focus, which is nice. Passive skill levels added that increase the duration of buff effects she receives. So when she attacks a marked target, she will gain a random offensive buff. So they'll just increase the duration there. Mastery level 2 evasion duration increased from 1 to 2. Again, just buff duration, always nice. Marked targets that are attacked now decrease turn bar of all enemies by 15%, ignoring resistance. Okay, I would add here maybe like once per turn or twice per turn or something, because this kind of stuff is how you kind of get like what I'm used to calling it, turn meter trains or turn bar trains, where you essentially just knock their turn meter down consistently. But if you have Zhang, big buffs for Zhang, decreasing the defense as well, remember, on her advanced skill there. Avatar Kyoshi Vengeance State trigger chance reduced from 50% to 35% due to the counter limit bug fix. Alright, we'll have to look at what that is, but looks like they're just going to make Vengeance State take a little bit extra to activate, but obviously there's probably a reason for that. Defense damage scaling decreased due to updated combat formula. I suppose they did say that it was they were going to change some specific hero interactions. But alright then, so it's probably just going to damage scaling decrease. Especially as a tank as well, so it doesn't need high damage, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes in the when it updates there. Fire Nation Rangi. Base accuracy stat increased from 10% to 25%. I mean, all around, not too bad. I love hitting the 1, 2, 3 on Mind Aang, and then he just drops when he goes in Avatar state. Just, makes me so happy. That's why I've been using Rangi recently, because I'm going against a lot of Aangs. Tali Richtug. Basic skill now deals additional penetrating waterbending damage. That's a lot of big words there. That ignores resistance. Alright. So he's going to be basically going through their defense, it sounds like, because of penetrating damage. And waterbending as well. So going to add those water debuffs as well. Ignoring resistance is kind of not so, not going to lie. Advanced skill now grants an extra turn, which I love. I thought this was going to be in his mastery when I first was reading his kit, but no, it wasn't. So I'm glad they're doing that so that you can actually get that covering stance up, and then you start hitting units, which is nice. Captain Masaru, for those of you who are sitting like who is Captain Masaru, it's actually Katsu from the Shenguan arc, if you're not sure, but now it's renamed to Masaru. So now it's Masaru. Last time I'm going to say that, so I get used to it. Basic skill multiply increased from 0.95 to 1.2. So increased damage all up. Advanced skill now grants an extra turn. Okay, so I think his advanced skill, isn't that like it does like a rank 2 fire debuff? So, and then his basic spreads it, so that's interesting. Interesting little combo there. Passive Desperation now removes all negative effects and debuffs from the caster. Duration of Mastery 2 and 3 buff effects increased from 1 to 2. And Mastery 4 now also decreases the caster's skill cooldown by 3. Okay. Alrighty. So removing all essentially cleansing himself of anything negative when he goes into his desperation makes a little bit of sense if you think about it. Adrenaline is a hell of an anesthetic, as a mercenary once said. And the skill cooldown's pretty good. That's really good at spreading that fire debuff around. So that'll be interesting to see. Commander Zhao, increase health stat scaling. I suppose that's pretty good, just make him a little bit more durable. So that'll be interesting to see. Kyoshi Warrior Soccer, basic skill damage multiplier increased from 0.35 to 0.5. Did they? No, they upped it to 3.5, didn't they? It was like 0.25 or something like that. Alright, so increasing his damage, nice. Again, which is a little scary if you think about it. Advanced skill damage multiplier increased from 8.5 to 1. So advanced skill is going to be doing a lot more. Advanced skill positive state removal trigger. Chance scaling increased from 3% to 5% per level. Alright, so just more chance to knock out the positive state on his advanced skill. And then passive damage reduction now applies to all allies. Oh, that's cool. So kind of like our Bokin, when he's in the front line, he will give everyone damage increase. Looks like Sokka's going to do a damage reduction. Interesting to see if he has to be in the front line or not. Obviously, when we get him, we'll have to see. Bending Master Paku. Increased additional penetrating damage amount on critical strikes from basic skill. Alright, so just increasing some damage there. When he hits a crit, that's not too bad. Water Tribe Sokka, which is the base Sokka you get at like the start of the game, essentially. Advanced skill additional hit now ignores percentage of the target's defense, so that's pretty good. Increased base chance to stun from 30% to 50%. Alright, so when you use the advanced skill, the second hit will stun the enemy. Will have a chance to stun. It's going to increase that chance. And also punch through a bit of their defense. So just all around a big offensive boost for him, which is pretty good. Especially if you get that mastery on him. Extra turns is a little scary. Air Nomad Gyatso. Passive now permanently increases speed and accuracy of all allies by 5% each attack. Okay, double this amount for air element allies. So this looks kind of like a leader ability almost. It looks like it's just going to be a built-in, you will get increased speed and accuracy for every, is it his attack? Or every other attack. That'll be interesting to see. And then double for air element. Speed and accuracy, that's like a built-in airbender flute if you want a little guess on what that does. Look like the accuracy, the 5%, it's like a tier 3 or tier 4 airbender flute built in there. It's not too bad. Water Tribe Katara, basic skill base freeze chance increased to 70%. That's like double, isn't it? And then with 6% scaling per skill level, also 100%. And this attack can no longer be countered. Alright, so base Katara are going to be a bit of a freeze machine, which will be interesting to see. I do like freezing with Katara, so the fact they're just making it 100% is like, wow, that's kind of scary. Last Airbender Aangs. This is your base Aang. Basic and advanced speed stat scaling reduced by 20% due to updated combat formula adjustments. Alright, so they're going to reduce his, basically his swift damage by 20%. So we'll have to see what that does there. Komodo Rider Zuko. Advanced skill damage scaling decreased due to updated combat formula, and because it's going to be the same thing essentially. Zinfu. Basic skill damage scaling decreased due to updated combat formula. So for both of these, basically they're going to do a little bit extra damage based on their defense. They're just going to reduce that scaling down, because if they stack it a bit high, they start doing some big boomba numbers. Alright, so that's all the character updates. We'll go to the Relic tuning updates here. There's only 2, so it's not too bad. Statue of Kyoshi, again, getting a bit of a nerf. Reducing scaling from 4% to 2%. Now maxes out at a whopping 20%. That's a little sad, but let me tell you, the times I have been knocked out by an IRO just sitting there with a statue of Kyoshi, angry man shakes fists at cloud. Desecrated Fountain, speed stat reduction increased from 5% per level to 8%, and now maxes out at 60%. Alright, so just increased speed stat reduction. Pretty cool. That's really all I have to say about it. Combat bug fixes. Fix for attacks that cannot land as a weak hit, being overridden by weak hit effects. Love it. Cannot be hit as a weak hit. Weak hit. Classic. Fix for disruptive damage, increasing the turn bar instead of reducing it. That's kind of funny. Like, yes, you're now slower. Am I? And then just zooms past them. Fix for Statue of Kyoshi, healing through heal block. Yep, that's, yep. Went against a very annoying Iroh. There was only Iroh left. Had Statue of Kyoshi, and had heal block, had Earth 2 on him. Earth debuff 2, and still healing. And I was like, yep, that seems legit. Fix for Avatar Kyoshi, and I'm going to throw Tally-Riktuk in here because it's the same thing. Only countering once per battle. I honestly haven't really noticed. My Kyoshi seems to counter fine. Like, will counter constantly. Maybe once per turn is like the only problem I could see, but even then, like, once per turn is fine by me. for both of those. Fix for Pirate Queen Tagaka, advanced skill multiplier being lower than intended. I did notice that she wasn't hitting really hard, but I thought it was more, she gives the skill nullifier for the water element. So I thought maybe they'd like brought the damage down a bit because you can stack up that pretty fast with it, with the right team. So interesting. Fix for Komodo Rider Zuko, decreasing defense and resistance stats when in taunting stance. I know he reduces attack in taunting stance, so maybe it was also reducing the defense and resistance. So maybe they're going to bring that, just take that bit out. Fix for Earth Rumble Zinfu, bounty effect not applying to the enemy with the highest defense, as stated. I've noticed this. Sometimes I'll be going against like Iroh, for example. It's actually the same battle when you think about it. Iroh, it was him and like Mind, Aang, and Zuko. It put both of the bounties on Zuko and Aang, not on Iroh, and Iroh was the only one with defense sets on. So it was like, yep, that makes sense. Fix for Master Bender Katara's Mastery 3, reducing cooldowns by 1 instead of 2. Oh, I thought it only did 1 anyway. Oh, well, that's pretty bad then. Yeah, no, we want to fix that then. Fix for Last Airbender Aang, not healing when entering into Avatar state, and same for Zuko when Unyielding Determination is activated. You know what? Now that I read it, I have noticed that they don't really heal. Yeah, no, because I remember when against Zuko and I knocked him out pretty, I did like an AoE and it knocked him out, and I was like, you should have been. Maybe I just did a lot more damage than I thought. I didn't really pay attention. But now they say that does sound right actually. Alrighty, all around some fixes, some bug fixes, some combat fixes, arena fixes, and character updates. Let's go into a bit of a summon, eh? Look, Rise of Kyoshi. I think we haven't done a Rise of Kyoshi banner pull in a while. We got 10 tickets. Let's throw them in. Let's go. Come on, give me some sunset. I'm not looking. Give me a sunset. Give me a sunset. That better be a sunset. No, it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like a sunset on me. No, it wasn't. Alright, that's fine. I mean, look, I've been pretty lucky in recent things, getting that. So, Statue of Kyoshi, you will be missed. Maybe we'll get a Tyro coin? We got a Kyoshi coin. We have 2 Kyoshi coins. My goodness. They really love giving me Kyoshi coins, don't they? Also, quick update as well. I just want to show everyone this so that you know. Peace and Chaos tickets. Make sure, just remember, we've got the Peace and Chaos banner coming next week. So make sure to stock up on those. As you saw, I have a whopping 138. So we'll be buying those 14 there as well. Stocking up on those for when we do some banner pulls for them. So thank you all for watching. Hope the update, treats you well. Let me know in the comments how you feel about it. And I will see you in the next video, which will probably be the Peace and Chaos one. So catch you around.